Thank you from Electric Voice Theatre and the team from Isabella's Footsteps.
Thank you. Thank you from the Electric Voice Theatre team from Isabella's Footsteps.
Thank you to everyone from the Electric Voice Theatre and the team of Isabella's Footsteps.
Thank you.
Thanks from Electric Voice Theatre and everybody on the Isabella Footsteps team.
Isabella's Footsteps Kamabut will help for the National Lottery Heritage Fund and National Lottery players. We can't thank you enough, particularly our fund manager, Leila Webb. And from the Scottish Fishermen's Trust, Derek Duffy, and Sarah Rollo, from the Gordon and Ina Baxter Foundation, and all those who made donations. It all added up to a project we are really proud of. Thank you.
So this is one of Isabella's specimens that she collected and donated to the museum. It's called Pluriella, and it's a form of soft coral from Montego Bay in Jamaica. And she collected this in the 1920s, 1926 to 1927. And the next interesting specimen is another Gorgonian called Plurarides simpsoni. And this, because it's marked red, is a type specimen. So this is the first of its species. But it turns out that it's one that's in one of Isabella's unpublished manuscripts from 1924. And here it is, sitting on the shelf. Thanks to all the staff and pupils at Keith Primary School. They made us feel so welcome, and it was a joy to work with you all. In particular, I'd like to thank the class of P4 and their teacher, Val Hay.
And to the head teacher, Susan Buchan. We can't thank you enough for being the person who backed the project right from the start 2 years ago and stayed with it no matter what. You gave us and your school so much.
Always enjoyed the school lunches too.
I was impressed by Keith Primary School Choir, led beautifully by Lucy Cookman. What a joy and a thrill to hear my music sung by such wonderful voices.
And signed by such brilliant signers.
Our thanks to head teacher Stacey Chalmers for your patient help throughout, and to the teachers Mrs Allardyce and Miss Watt, who prepared the class so well for May the 18th events, despite not being involved right from the beginning of the project. And a huge thanks to St Thomas's Primary School pupils for providing a rousing ending to the day. It was joyful to hear my music sung with such gusto, led by your wonderful music teacher Joyce Dawson. And thanks to head teacher Mary Rakes for joining the project and taking it forward.
Your signing was brilliant too.
Thank you to Keith Grammar School. The staff and pupils there were brilliant. And also a particular thank you to Linda Hines, who did everything. It just happened. Everything we wanted, it just happened. Thanks, Linda.
And making the final event of the day so memorable.
Thanks to everyone who helped with the archives and for setting up the room.
And to head teacher Sean Duffy for hosting and supporting so enthusiastically.
A special thanks is reserved for Amy, Charlotte and Asia. You were all brilliant.
Who turned their hands to whatever was needed with great skill and dedication. Thanks to the music teachers and S1 Music Group.
And the S1 Science class and teachers for welcoming us to your sessions.
I wanted to thank the outdoor learning class and teachers too for planting the Sakura cherry trees, so important to the day's proceedings.
Thank you, Linda Hines, for filming, and Louise Simpson for all those amazing photos.
Thank you, Keith and District Heritage Group. You have some super material on your website which helped me learn about Isabella's life when she was growing up, and I was able to include some of that in the booklet. Special thanks to Janice Meldrum, who organised such a lot behind the scenes and cheerfully helped us before and during the celebration. A thank you too to Isabel Shanks. You welcomed me to Keith a few years ago and shared with me your research on Isabella. A huge thank you to everyone who supported us to create the wee book, especially Alexa Rutherford, who brought Isabella to life with her beautiful illustrations. Thank you too to Deanna Montero Toombs, who read a draft of my text and made clever suggestions for changes.
Dr. Rochelle Mead, Senior Lecturer of Japanese Studies, thanks for checking our written Japanese, both in the book and online, and the spoken and sung Japanese on the 18th of May. Thomas Cuthbertson for the graphic design and print.
We had enormous help distributing the book. Andrew Murray, he was totally brilliant from the word go. He got a lot of the press involved, and I would not have been able to have done all that stuff without him. So he was very, very good. So thank you, Andrew, for all the press and all the attention to details that you gave the project. Thank you.
And thank you to all the primary school children who sang on the day. Each of you now has your own copy of the wee book to share with your friends and family.
Everyone in Keith and on the day who took one or more to read and to share with friends and family and members of the public.
We had enormous help with the distribution. We had help in Moray, Aberdeenshire and Aberdeen. Susan Buchan, the headmistress at Keith Primary School, was amazing. She helped us an awful lot on the day. It was Mid-Stockett Men's Group, who we did a session for on the Tuesday, the day after the 18th, that was. Oh yeah, we did a blessing for Mid-Stockett Men's Cherry Tree. That was a really good thing to do, and they're going to put a little plaque there with the Japanese inscription for Isabella. Also, they lent us Graham, and Graham was, I couldn't believe what he did. He drove us around to all these different places, helping us distribute the book. So we distributed some to Dallas King, who works for Aberdeen, the council there. So we delivered some parcels to Shona Mill. And Scott Calder, we met up with him at Aberdeen train station. We gave him some of the books. And so the distribution we did was amazing. And as I said, Graham was just a delight. He just drove us around and totally unexpected.
Thank you to Elaine Petrie at Aberdeen and North East Scotland Family History Society for helping to distribute the booklet to members and other heritage groups.
Thanks are due to the North Church Hall for hosting the lunch for our invited guests.
And thanks to Tuesday's table. The festive food was amazing. I like the touch with the Japanese flag and the Scottish flag on the cupcakes. Good touch.
And to the Reverend Amy Bender for providing grace, ably delivered by John Harrington, Deputy Lieutenant of Banffshire.
And passed the idea on to Andrew Simpson, Lord-Lieutenant of Banffshire.
John it was who connected Isabella's footsteps to the Sakura Tree Project. Together with Janice Meldrum, the heads of Keith Grammar and primary schools, they helped to create a truly memorable event.
Thank you to Keith's Men's Shed for these beautiful mounts you made for the 3 plaques. I know some of you were up early that morning putting them in place, and you made them look absolutely perfect in time for the tree planting.
Thanks to the Lord Lieutenant's piper, Gracie Reed. Thanks for piping us to all the different locations. That was great.
And to the Japanese Consul General, Mr. Katsutoshi Katida, for making Isabella's bond with Japan so central to the celebrations with those beautiful cherry trees.
After many years, when most people didn't know Isabella's name, it's brilliant now to see Keith take her to their hearts. Even children in London will learn about her. She's a famous lady, and she grew up in your town.
Thanks are due to all the Gordon family for answering our call and joining us in such numbers on the day. Your presence made the day complete. Thank you. We thank everyone who helped us on the whole project.
And know that she will live on in everyone's memories.
And when the cherry trees blossom each year for Hanamu,